What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about anything.
I'm trying to talk about topics.
I'm going back to bed.
You can't.
Yeah, I can.
Well, then we won't have a podcast recorded.
Doesn't matter.
Speaking of dads, I'm gonna be a dad. Isn't that crazy?
That's a great way to start the podcast.
I opened my phone and Pandora turned on and the comedy started playing. I've been listening to a lot of comedy and I've been listening to a lot of funny people. And then a few not so funny people. It doesn't help make me any funnier though, I realized. I wish I could be funnier, but it's not how it works.
I'm glad you answered the questions without me even needing to ask them.
What?
I was gonna say, so is it helping any?
No.
And then you
Not at all.
answered it while I was in the middle of a yawn.
So, welcome back. This is episode 7.
I don't fucking know.
7.
Podcasts is those things where I just kind of smack them together, throw them up, and hope that, they exist.
Well, now I gotta check what number it is. Where is our YouTube channel? I think it's that one. Yay, I was right.
Or is it 8?
No, this is 7.
Maybe it's
Because
9.
6 is going out tomorrow.
What if it's 12?
We've not been doing this for 12 weeks.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
You haven't been here every time.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
I mean, you wouldn't do a podcast without me because then it would just be the other podcast you work on.
I wouldn't do a podcast without you because I'd still be asleep right now.
Exactly. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. What?
Why
God
does something
damn it.
always happen when we start the fucking podcast?
Because it's B&D luck. Bucky luck. We fucked it up. So, tits and ass are pretty good. This week...
Only this week.
Yeah, only this week.
Next week it'll be something else.
Yeah, next week will probably be gay. What? Well, I mean, Chris will be back next week, so maybe.
I want to be gay because you're fucked and I want to savor it.
No. I know it was a funny video, but don't quote it on our podcast, or else I'm gonna start quoting stuff, and then you'll be mad.
I'm not gonna be mad. I gave up on being mad.
Oh, jeez. So, I've been catching up on The Walking Dead, and Thomas is the only person I know that keeps up on The Walking Dead. So, want to talk about that for a little bit?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
I think I'm almost done with season 7. I don't remember what episode I'm on. But, I've also been reading up on the comic books, so I pretty much know what's going to happen in season 8. So, there's not really any spoilers I'm going to meet. But anyone who's watching this, we might be spoiling something for you if you're not caught up to date. So, yeah. Anyways, let's start off with the thing that's the most recent big thing that happened, which was Glenn getting murdered. What did you think about that?
I have the burp, and it's not coming out, and I'm scared that I'm going to throw up instead.
That's actually a pretty accurate representation of how everyone felt when he died. Was, I'm going to throw up. Or I don't know if I'm going to throw up.
No, I mean, when I watched Glenn die, I was just like, oh my god, his eye popped out. That's fucking creepy. This is really gross.
Yeah. It was really sad to me that he said, I'm going to find you. And I was like, no, you're not, buddy. It was like 3 in the morning when I was watching it too, and I was just talking to myself out loud in the middle of my room. I honestly was just as sad when Abraham died. Which apparently not a lot of people were, because I never heard about it on the internet. All I heard was Glenn died. I didn't hear, oh, Abraham was murdered. Oh.
I agree.
Abraham said, suck my nuts. Gotta admit, that's a pretty badass last words.
Going backwards a little bit, though, to Glenn dying, he's just like, I'm gonna find you. And if you pay attention to what he's saying there, he's not talking to, what's his name?
He's talking to Maggie.
Yeah, he's talking to his wife.
No, that's not if you're paying attention. He literally says, Maggie, I'm going to find you.
So,
Yes.
it's really fucked up.
It's sad because normally they get separated and they have to find each other, which happens a lot.
So
and
now
that's
he
why.
has to find his wife in the afterlife.
Yeah, basically.
And then it turns out Glenn wasn't dead.
No, he's dead. He's buried at Hilltop. Him and Abraham were buried at Hilltop.
He's not dead. He's gonna, like, be actually alive somehow. Not a zombie.
Not a zombie, not a smashed head. That was actually a clone of Glenn that had his head smashed in. Abraham's dead, though. Yeah, no, Abraham wasn't lucky enough to have a clone. It really sucks. Imagine being in that position and you know you're about to die, so you just suck my nuts, and then you die. That's your last fucking words, and that's awesome to me. Like, he went out like a champ.
See, what I liked about it is he's like, suck my nuts, and how, what's his face?
Negan.
Negan's just like, did you hear that? He said, suck my nuts.
I still like, the next episode was the one where Rick was like recounting it and we finally saw who died because it was the season 7 opener when we were watching everyone die. And it, like, the season finale, you hear him say, what, you didn't like the joke? But you didn't hear the joke. So finally getting to hear it, I actually did laugh when he said, she's a vampire bat! What, you didn't like my joke? That really did make me laugh, like, audibly very loud for no real reason.
See, when he said that, I was like, this is dumb. Because at that point, I'm still like, I don't like Negan. He's an asshole.
No, I'm gonna say this now. I fucking love Negan. He's a great character.
Well, after he develops more, yeah, he's an amazing character.
No,
It's
right
just
from
like that.
to me, right from the start, he's a fucking amazing character, written beautifully,
Well, yes.
and it keeps going throughout the story, and you just keep learning. Like, this
You
guy.
and I are on two different, like, talking points, though. You're saying he's well written. I'm saying he was an asshole.
Oh, you're
and
saying
I
if you
didn't
met
like
him in person. Okay.
Like, he's well written, he's amazingly, like,
Evil.
thought out, but it's just like, but because of that, from the get-go, you're just like, man, I fucking hate this dude, he's an asshole. Negan is a dick. Like, now talking further down the road, you kind of understand what he kind of wants to do, but it's just like, you're doing this the wrong way, buddy. I'd
Yeah.
like it if you kind of...
Chill the fuck out.
Well, I'd like it if you, were a character that matched up with the other group, because I don't want you to be one that dies.
Yeah.
I'd like you to stay around. Replace the redhead guy. I've already forgotten his name.
Well, I don't know if they talked about it in season 7. They might cover it in 8. But Negan was a gym teacher before the apocalypse, which is crazy to think about. That a fucking gym teacher. I don't know if it covers what grade level he was, but he went from teaching school to being the fucking leader of a giant gang in the apocalypse. Like, what kind of crazy fucking jump is that? But then again, it reminds me back to the governor. When the governor, fuck, what did he do? What was his thing before he was, I think he was just a normal guy doing not much. And then he became the fucking leader of an entire town.
I like Negan better.
Negan is a better character, but the governor is still a good character, written well. He did a lot more, it seemed, in the comics to me, because fucking, he cut off Rick's hand, and Rick no longer had a hand throughout the whole comic series. Which I understand why they took that little bit out in the show, because that would have been annoying to have to do every episode, was make sure his arm's cut off, because... Well, actually, if you think about it...
They could have just murled him.
Yeah, they could have murled him, or... well, the whole thing to me is... I think that the whole reason that the show is different from the comic book, but still the same, is because Shane didn't die at the camp outside of Atlanta. Because in the comic books, he dies there. But in the show, he doesn't die until they get to Herschel's farm. And I think that is the point, the singularity that makes them split off into different universes that still end up the same way, but aren't the same. You know what I mean? Like, Daryl never existed in the comics. Daryl does not exist. Judith and fuck, what was Rick's wife? They died whenever the governor attacked with the tank. The wife Rick's wife did not die during childbirth. Both of them died in the prison as they were trying to escape. Andrea did not die at the governor's place. She's still alive in Alexandria in the comics, and she marries Rick. Like, all these things are different from the comic to the show that I honestly think is because of that one character not dying. But there's no real proof. No one's ever straight out said it, I don't think. I've never actually looked it up.
See, back when the story was basically Rick trying to find his family, it was a little more interesting to me because it was like basically one man trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Like that whole part with where he hides in the tank and the zombies are around.
Yeah, I remember that part was really interesting when I first saw it. Yeah,
like it's still really good now in my opinion, but back then it had a different dynamic. It was like then it was about survival. Now it's about survival, but it seems like it's way too easy for them.
Well, no, the way I view the show is people get mad because, like, in the later seasons, there's not nearly as much zombie killing. And in my brain, this isn't a zombie show. It's a show that's post-apocalyptic, man versus man, and there's also still some zombies.
Well,
like, it's all about the story between humans surviving and what they had to do and what they will do to survive.
It's turned
more
into
than it is
DayZ.
a zombie movie or a zombie show.
It's turned into TV DayZ.
Yeah, basically. It's completely different, and I like that they don't focus on only the zombies, whereas most other people get pissed off by that.
That's not what bothers me. It was just...
I'm not saying you, I'm just saying, like, that's a lot of what people on the internet that I read. They're like, oh, the show's shit now. They barely even kill zombies.
Like, the zombies...
When even then...
I guess killing zombies would be part of the thing I'm talking about. It's just like... I don't know. It seemed...
You like it more focused on one in particular person rather than an entire group. I like being able to see the group dynamic and how everyone in the group changes. Because that's what's interesting to me. I find that way more engaging to learn about than just following one person that... Because if he was alone, he would never talk. He would just... It would be a completely different narrative where it's all visual based and almost nothing is told to you directly, kind of thing.
Not its entirety, because he'd still be like in passing from group to group.
Yeah,
but thinking about
which does happen. That's what I liked about the episode where they followed the governor around after he killed everybody and then went to that house with the small family, then found the big group, and then became the leader of that group and attacked the prison. I loved that little storyline because it showed him growing and changing, but still not changing.
Until the most recent season, where Rick just became very docile.
Rick became a bitch because he doesn't want to lose his kids.
Even though, in turn, that's what's gonna happen unless he steps up.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can tell you what's gonna happen, or what's the guidelines of what's gonna happen from the comic, but Negan doesn't die.
Good.
Negan, eventually becomes part of their group. They fight, they win that war.
That's in the comic.
No,
but
the thing is...
hoping.
No, in the...
Because you're getting my hopes up now.
No. Almost every major line like that in the comics still happens. Carl getting his eye shot out. Them finding Alexandria, obviously. All the big shit like that does happen. The only thing is Negan's a huge character in the comics from what I've gathered now. So they can't just kill him.
That's even more fucked up than what people think's gonna happen. Because people think, oh yeah, he's just gonna fucking kill him. No, he's
also, that's
not,
Negan in the comics.
He's not. That's stupid.
Yeah,
he's not gonna kill Negan. He's going to take over Negan and put him in his group.
That is essentially what happens, but because I haven't read the comics in a long time, I just read cliff notes of what happened to each character. And apparently, Negan is in one of their basements, and Carl will go down there and talk to him, and it doesn't show you who it was at first. It would just be him telling stories to somebody, and then you hear the Shadow say something along the lines of, "Do you still want to kill me?" And after all these years and all these stories, do you still want me dead? And Carl goes, "Yes, Negan, I still want to kill you," or something along those lines. And that's how we know that Negan's still alive in the comics. So it's something like that, where I think after they win this war against the Saviors, it's going to be a time jump for a while in the future. So it's going to be...
So that's probably going to be season 9 at that point.
Yeah. Season 9 or like midway through season 8, probably.
I hope it's midway
because I haven't watched the season finale yet of season 7, but I'm pretty sure it starts with the war beginning, right? Where Hilltop comes in and attacks Negan right before they kill Carl. Right? Isn't that what happens? Because, what's this tiger's name? Shiva tackles somebody that's behind Negan and he doesn't kill Carl because of it. I'm pretty sure that's
They
what
don't
happens.
attack Negan. It's...
Well, no, not Negan, but one of Negan's Goonies.
That's not... No, I'm not saying any more other than you're not right. There's
I'm gonna watch it, like, later this week. I don't care if you spoil it. I know that Carl's about to get his head fucking smashed off, and then right before he does it, the tiger jumps in the screen.
Okay.
I know that happens.
Well, let's put it... Okay, this is how it happens. They go out, do all this shit, they make deals with these other people called, like, the Rats or some shit. Then, they devise a plan with one of Negan's underlings. I don't remember what the fuck his name is. It's that guy with the fucked up face. They
D
make...
or whatever.
Dwayne. They make a deal with him. Well, not a deal, because Dwayne comes to them. And then, Dwayne tells them what Negan's planning to do. And Negan comes in, they start to set up and everything. And just as it's about to, like, go down, shit hits the fan on the, Rick's side. And so everything turns. And then shit hits the fan on Negan's side. And that's when the war breaks out, and they're at Alexandria.
So there's Alexandria group, which is Rick's group. There's the fucking Hilltop group, or whatever it's called. That's Maggie's new group, right? Doesn't she take over there?
Oh, I don't know.
I thought she took over there.
In the Telltale games, Jesus looks like he's the leader.
No, Jesus is not the leader. Jesus does not want to be the leader, and it says that in the show. Wait, what do you mean in the Telltale games? Is that what season 3 is? Is Hilltop?
No.
Then which one are you talking about?
He just shows up and he's like a leader of a group of 3. He also has this wicked ass man bun.
Oh yeah, and he has that in the comics too.
It's just like, oh my god. I love how in every like representation of him, he looks very similar. Like they found the perfect actor to play him.
Yeah.
Then again, I guess that could be said about most characters except for Negan, apparently.
Well, no, I honestly think they did a better job with who they got to play Negan, like facial-wise in the show than what he looked like
vocal-wise.
Yeah, no, he does a really good. What's his name? Whatever his name is, fuck, I forgot. But yeah, this is Jesus in the comics.
Yeah, his name looks very similar.
Yeah. Well, it's because the Telltale like models, I believed, are modeled after the comic more than the show.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's a little of both. They kind of like it looks like they draw from both.
It depends on which character it is, probably.
Yeah.
Because I know Glenn straight up didn't look like his actor in the show. He looked just like the comic book version of him when he was in season.
I mean, you could still tell who it was even if you didn't know the comics, i.e. me. And then you'd be like, oh, that's Glenn. And your brain would kind of like change the face on its own, you know?
Yeah. No, that is... Because I think I started watching season 1 and 2, and then I read up to the governor in the comics, and then I stopped reading the comics for a while, and then I just kept watching the show. So I got used to the comic faces pretty quickly. Fuck. I totally forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, I know what you mean about your brain just changes the faces.
But, you know, Negan's voice is like one of those things that's just like, I love his voice.
You gotta shut that shit down! I love that line for some reason.
See, I like it when he's just like, Oh, come on, Rick. Stop being a bitch.
that is pretty funny when he says stuff like that. Dude,
You just gonna let me come in here and fuck you? I bend you over and fuck you.
my favorite one was the first time they went into Alexandria, and he was like, I just slid my dick down your throat, and you said thank you.
That's the one I was
Yeah.
thinking over.
I just slid my dick down your throat, and you said thank you.
You
And then he just left it out.
thanked me.
Like, I was just like, oh shit, what you gonna do about that, Rick? And he just had his little pussy face. Well, no, I'm wrong. He was still holding Lucille, and he started gripping Lucille tightly, and then Negan was like, oh, I almost forgot Lucille. And then, yeah.
I also
God, there's so many times he could have just killed Negan with Lucille in that episode. And I get it, that's why they did it, but it's so frustrating. Like, oh, if he would have done it, it would have
There's been
redeemed
so
him
many
for being a
times
little
where
bitch.
Negan could have died, and it would have been super fucking easy, but it didn't happen.
Yeah. Man, I'm actually enjoying talking about Walking Dead. I don't get to do that a lot.
I like talking about Negan.
Negan, it's because he's a good fucking character.
I changed my mind. If Rick, Negan, or Daryl dies, then if all three of them die, I'm done.
Yeah. I would actually love it if, like, Daryl and Rick both died and it just became Negan's show, and it just followed him after that.
I love Daryl, though. I'd like it.
Daryl's a cool character. They're all really well written at this point.
Like, see, Rick's becoming that one, mostly because of how much of a bitch he is right now.
Bitch!
It's just
Being
Rick's
such a
becoming
bitch.
like, he's becoming that iffy character where it's like, I'm starting to not care, but at the same time, those are my three. Like, I don't want them to die. I don't care
Carl.
about Carl. I don't care
I
about...
like Carl.
I don't care about Michonne. I don't care about anybody else.
Well, I mean, Glenn and Abraham already died, so there goes two of your favorite people.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I don't like Carl, though. He just seems like...
I like Carl. Because he's like that, because he's growing up in it. Like, if he was the age that he is now in the show when it started, he would be a completely different person, and that's the crazy thing about it.
Well,
Is
yeah, but...
he's being shaped by this apocalypse, and that's why he is the way he is. Like, of course, he would have been a little fucked up to begin with, like, just being Rick's son anyways, but because of what's around him, he has no choice but to be, as Negan put it the first time he saw him, a future serial killer. He has no choice but to be that guy.
Oh, have you gotten to the part where he stows away to get to his camp?
That's where I am right now.
So you've seen it when he gets there and sees Negan?
No, the last episode I saw was he was in the back of the truck when Jesus got in the back of the truck.
Okay.
And they are going right now. That is the next episode I am on.
Carl's a little dick. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, yeah, I know that. He tried to kill him, and didn't he shoot Lucille, or who was it that shot Lucille?
What was her name? The girl that was fucking Abraham.
Oh, Rosetta. Rosetta Stone. Rosita.
Rosita. Yeah.
Rosita. Because I remember him going, oh, Rosita.
But
also, Rosita eventually, if she doesn't die, I believe she's supposed to get married to Eugene. Like, they actually get together in the comics.
I don't like Rosita. She's another character that's kind of like
I'm
actually
really...
the character that I absolutely do not like and hate the most is what's her name?
Carol?
No, the one that...
Tara.
Is it Tara? The one that got lost and came back?
Oh, probably. Tara's the one that was with... She was the one that the governor met during that episode. And she was there whenever Herschel got his head decapitated. And she's the one that saved Glenn. And she's the lesbian.
Yes.
You're like... the whole time I was explaining that, you're like, nothing. You're giving me nothing to working with.
I'm thinking
as soon as I said lesbian, your eyes shot up and you're like, yes, her.
Because she's the only one that's lesbian in the show, so it's like... I forgot that detail until you said it. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, that one.
Yeah, no.
But her.
Because right now where I'm at, she just now got lost and it's not explaining everything yet. So I don't know what happens with her to get back. But,
And it's not because she's lesbian. It's entirely
because
different.
she's just not a great character.
She's
she
an
makes
idiot.
bad choices. Dude,
You're gonna learn more about her, and she becomes even more stupid.
Dude, when her fucking Denise, I think it was Denise, got shot in the eye with Daryl's crossbow. Oh, that was so sad. Cause she was growing balls and she was talking to them like, you two need to grow up and you need to, and then she falls over.
Who's Denise?
Denise was the fat white chick that was the doctor. The one that wanted the can of soda. That went with fuck, who was it? She took, I think she went with Daryl? I don't remember now. But she went with them to go to a drugstore. I think it was Daryl and the black lady. Because I can't remember her name right now.
Michonne.
No, the other one. The lighter skin.
Oh, the short-haired one.
Yes, the one that's brother was, whatever.
I can't think of her name either. But... oh, fuck. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember it. Because I remember that part where you're talking, she's like halfway through a sentence and gets shot.
Yeah, she gets shot and then she's trying to finish the sentence, and as her brain is like already dead, she's trying to finish the sentence as she falls. And at that moment you're like, oh, I should have known they were making her likable. Kind of moment. Where it's like, I think that happened with fuck, what was his name? Her brother, the black guy's brother that always wore the beanie.
The black girl's brother?
Yeah, the black girl's brother that always wore the beanie.
I don't know.
Shit. But it was like you were starting to like him, and then he died protecting Chris Rock. Or he got bit protecting Chris Rock, and then they had to kill him.
Is he ever gonna come back?
Who?
Chris Rock?
No, he died.
Did he?
Yes!
Oh, he did, right.
Yeah, he died with Glenn at that place whenever the bomb went off, because dumbass was shooting one of the zombie armies, and Glenn was like, no, and he just kept shooting and it blew up a grenade. But God, I keep losing my train of thought.
I'm trying to figure out who she is.
Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha.
Sasha's brother. Can't remember his name, but he was a good character.
Sasha. How do you spell Sasha?
S-A-S-H-A, I think. I don't feel stupid when I say it.
Oh, right, him.
Yeah.
I was thinking of someone else, but yeah, Tyrese.
Right, yeah, no,
he
Tyrese...
was one of my favorite characters,
Tyrese
too.
was a really good character.
And when
like,
he
even
died,
whenever,
I was kind of like, eh. I think that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching after that.
Yeah, even whenever he went crazy because his girlfriend got burned by Carol, I was like, he's still a good character.
Because
I would do the same thing.
It's kind of understandable.
I would do the exact same thing in that situation. Because I would have wanted to be the one to kill her, my girlfriend, if she had turned. I wouldn't want someone else to burn her without saying anything. I'd be furious.
Not just that, but they were still on the fence about trying to save them, weren't they?
No, they weren't dead yet. They were still human and alive. Because they had not turned, they had not died from the sickness at that point. And they were still out trying to get medicine. Which, granted, they would have died before the medicine got there. They would still be dead at this point, but at least Tyrese could have gotten his closure.
Yeah.
So, that was a really big moment. And then when he forgave her, Carol, that was a huge moment too. That was like, yeah, he's a good fucking guy. The fact that he forgives her.
Yeah.
Also, Carol's not alive in the comic books.
I don't care.
She died a long time ago, and it's her daughter Sophia, the little girl that was dead in Herschel's barn. She was still alive through Alexandria.
I don't care.
So that's another Carol. I love Carol.
I don't.
She's a bitch once they get to Alexandria because she's just like, yeah, fuck all you guys. You don't know what you're doing. Especially to the little kid. So, the girl, what was her name? The one that Rick was crushing on before he got with Michonne. The white mom that had 2 sons. Anyways...
Motherfucker, stop asking me these questions.
Whenever she died, I was texting one of my friends and I immediately went, ah, shit, the love interest died. And then both their sons died and I was like, whoa! And then Carl got shot in the eye, and I was like, what the what? Because I thought he died, and I was like, whoa!
I'm not lying, when I saw Carl get shot, I was like, oh shit!
Yeah.
Yes!
I legitimately had an oh shit moment, and I paused Netflix, and I was like, what just happened? Oh, it was such a crazy moment.
I was excited that he died, and then he came back.
I had more emotion. I had legit more emotion when Carl got shot than when Glenn died, because I had already had Glenn dying spoiled for me for like months. But no one had mentioned, oh yeah, Carl got shot in the eye.
Yeah.
Blew my fucking mind. Almost blew his mind. Yeah, speaking of Walking Dead, we need to eventually play the Telltale series on the show, or at least do a stream of it, because goddamn, I love the stories in that, and I need to do season 3 anyways. But good series, I like it. Have you seen Fear the Walking Dead?
I'm gonna have to play it.
Not necessarily.
I'm gonna have to play it.
You can make the choices, but I'll do all the other stuff. You just gotta tell me what to do. And then I'll do the actual playing. We'll figure it out when we get there. But have you seen Fear the Walking Dead yet?
No.
It's a show that takes place, whereas The Walking Dead is in Georgia fucking bumfuck area. This one takes place in California during the time that Rick was in his coma in the hospital, during the outbreak.
Does it exceed that time?
I don't know yet, because I'm not caught up, but season 1 was taking place basically the day of the outbreak. And it was really an interesting view of it, because as opposed to The Walking Dead starting, 2 weeks after the event happened? I think it was? 14 days, I think.
The show started off with Rick being the main character.
Yeah,
So it's
the show started off with Rick waking up. And, well, technically it started with him getting shot before it all happened, but whatever.
Yeah.
The main story starts off with him waking up in hospital, and this shit's been going on for a while now, and everyone thought he was dead. Whereas on Fear the Walking Dead, it's happening and you're seeing it happen. And it's very strange to see it, because it's like, this is almost spot on to what would actually happen if it was happening.
It's kind of like
right
what Telltale did with, I think it's season 3. I've watched it.
I'm keeping season 3 blank in my mind until I play it for myself. But
it's the same kind of thing. That's all I'm telling you.
Okay. Is Clementine still in it?
Oh, of course she is.
Okay, that's all I care.
She's just not this tall anymore.
Oh shit! What?
That's all I'm telling you. I'm not telling you
Fuck!
how old.
We need to play it now.
I'm not telling you how old she is. I'm not telling you she's had some pretty wicked character developments too.
Fuck, dude, shut up. I want to play it now. God damn it. We need to just go and play through almost all of the Telltale games.
There are 6 of them on there. Including the one I want to play.
Which is Batman.
Batman.
Well, because I want us to play the Borderlands one together, because that one's fun.
I don't think was that one on there?
No, that one's not on there, but I have it on my Xbox. We need to play that one because it's fun. Walking Dead, because that's my favorite. All 3 seasons of it. I've actually played the first episode of the Minecraft one, and it's way better than you'd think it would be based on Minecraft.
Well, that's what everyone says. Because everyone's expecting something that's really bad.
Yeah, really shitty, and it's like, it's dumb.
It's the opposite of what happened to Brink.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. But, I was going into, I was like, I'm gonna hate this, but the first episode's free, I'm gonna play it. I got done with it, and I was like, first off, that one episode is way longer than I thought it was gonna be. And second, I actually kind of want to keep playing. And I didn't expect that.
It's what Telltale does.
Yeah.
They've polished their shit and got really good.
It's a really repetitive game type, but they're good at writing the story to where most people don't mind. Because god damn if they don't have some good story writers over at Telltale.
But I'm not going to say names, the person that I was watching, they have a good point. Telltale does do something that's actually kind of annoying. And you always have a choice, but those choices always kind of
merge
work out
together
to be one thing.
Yeah, well that's the thing about all branching paths is
The only real difference when you make a choice is you're pissing someone off.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing with just about anything where there's branching paths. It either is going to end and you'll have to start over and make a different path, or all paths will lead to back into the same river eventually. Like each stream will come back to the main river, which is even what the show does. The Walking Dead show and comics do. The comic is the river. The show is the stream, where it changes from time to time, but the overarching story is still going to be that main river. And no matter how far you want it to be different, it's probably still going to be the same in the end. Like Walking Dead Telltale Season 2, there were 3 main endings. There was one where you left with I forget her name, and you drive with her and the baby away. And there's one where Clementine and the baby are on their own, and Clementine has to protect the baby. And then there's one where you live with Kenny and the baby. Clementine, Kenny, and the baby, and you're all traveling together. And basically, I don't know if you remember it, but you have to pick which one dies. And you can get any combination of those depending on who you kill. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. But I think the main, the canon storyline would have been Kenny surviving, you finding that gate, and then you leaving with Kenny and not going in the gate. To me, that's the most interesting of the endings, so I feel like that was the canon one. But I'm not sure because I haven't seen Season 3. And I don't know what would be canon.
What's the girl's name?
The girl that Kenny was trying to kill?
I guess. The one that you could go, or Clem could go with.
Let me look it up, because I don't remember her name.
It'd be better if you just showed me a picture.
I gotta look it up first.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm trying to figure things out myself, because I don't remember Season 2 that well. I just watched Season 3. I finished Season 3. Granted, I can't really remember much of Season 3 already.
Yeah, no, I played both Season 1 and Season 2 3 times on my own.
The only thing I don't want to do is that 300 days, whatever the fuck it was.
I actually kind of enjoyed it, but it doesn't really do much for the story. Because from what I gathered when I did it, was you learned about these characters, and then you see those characters in Season 2 for 20 minutes. And then it doesn't matter because they all die anyways.
See, my thing with it was... I'm going to put it this way. I didn't play those. I watched them. And I can say, with my experience, watching whatever the fuck that DLC is called, it sucked to watch.
Yeah.
It was very boring.
300 Days is what it's called, by the way. And it's when you're in the story and you're the one playing it, it's a little more interesting, but I'm with you. It was much slower than
it's more interesting for somebody that's playing it because they're playing it, they're learning, they're experiencing.
400 Days.
When you're watching it, it's yeah, I'm kind of paying attention, but it's just it's more story here, and I don't really care. I'm here to watch this person and play it. Also, now, this made me remember. I don't really want to talk about that.
No, you can talk about it.
It's everyone trying to take breaks on YouTube. Because now, you want to know who's the next one to take a break as of 2 days ago?
Oh.
Jacksepticeye.
Well, he's also going on tour with the Grumps.
Yes, but it's
so that makes a little bit of sense.
It's just why is everyone doing it? Why does it happen at the same time? That's all I want to know. I know it's just coincidence.
Jane.
But
Jane was her name.
The name's not familiar at all.
Let me find a picture of Jane. Just keep talking though.
I've already forgotten where I was going with that.
Jane.
Oh.
Jane. The way that I described her in my head was the one that kind of looks like Chuck Green from Dead Rising if it was a girl.
I think that's the decision that Jack made.
Oh, you watched Jack play?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I went with Kenny because I had grown attached to Kenny, and I was like, "Fuck that! I'm staying with Kenny." fuck that, I'm still staying with Kenny, and then I left with Kenny, and I
The
got...
thing is with me, I'm not gonna be the loyal person to the guys and the thing. Like, oh yeah, I've known them for a while, but this makes more sense to me. I'm thinking logically when I do things.
Because in my mind, I was like, I know this person, I trust this person, I know that they will protect me. As of this person, I barely know, and I don't know if when shit actually hits the fan, if she'll take care of me. That's how I was. Because let's be honest, we knew her less, and...
See, this bothers me because I know things you don't, because I've seen it, so it's just like, oh, I can't talk, or I don't want to talk about that.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, we'll eventually play all of those on the show.
Fuck, that means I'm gonna be, if I'm making the choices, I'm sure, if I remember, I'm gonna be straight up metagaming.
What does that mean?
Where I'm making choices based off what I know happens in the future.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If we do play it, though, we'll probably do, like, an entire episode, episode per episode, you know what I mean?
We've been talking about, essentially, all of this, The Walking Dead, for 40 minutes.
Nice.
This episode's gonna be titled, probably The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Because it's, for the most part, all we really cover. Because, let's be honest, when we have an actual topic we want to talk about, we actually talk about it, if we know about it. Which we should probably start doing. Make more sense for the show.
I wanted to talk about how Star Wars Battlefront had finally got its servers back, but then I was like, well, that's all I can really say about it. I mean, unless I want to talk about playing it, but it's just like...
I don't play it, so I wouldn't be able to backtalk with you. And with there only being 2 people on this episode, if you haven't noticed, by the way, Chris isn't here. But it would have been harder. We have to have a topic both of us want to talk about. Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I just think it's pretty cool that Star Wars Battlefront got its servers back.
How much have you been
Or Star
playing
Wars
it?
Battlefront 2. I've been playing it off and on. I realized I was much better at the game when I was a kid than I am now. Oddly
Or at least
enough.
you felt like you were better.
No, I was better, because I can't beat the story without mods. Now.
Huh.
Because I was sitting there, I was like, I can't fucking do this. Like, there's this part where, it's from the movies. It's a part where you have to, it's the part, okay, fuck, I have to keep repeating the sentence because I'm trying to, like, figure out how to say it. It's the part in the movies where Anakin goes in and kills all the children. And the clones are starting to defect. And, that part is just wickedly hard for me now. But back when I was a kid, I remember it being hard, but I don't remember it being this hard.
I never got to play it. And I don't watch the movies.
I really want you to watch the movies with me, because I feel like you'd have a different experience now, because you have somebody to talk to with it, rather than...
You tried to make me watch all the Fast and Furious movies, and we got through 2 of them, and then we never went back.
Fast and Furious is a different story, because one's a sci-fi universe, to where it's actually, you know, shit happening. It's kind of like the whole, most of the other shit you like. But Fast and Furious is for people that like cars.
Which I don't.
And, bad storylines. I mean,
But you still love the movies.
Well, yeah, because I grew up with them. I'm not gonna lie though, Star Wars obviously, you know, has its plot holes and whatnot, but, you know, there's still a story going on and it's something you can kind of invest into.
Kind of.
Unlike Fast and the Furious, where it's just like, oh, they're racing cars. Oh, hey, look, what the fuck? They're robbing a bank? Wait, hold on, he's dragging a fucking safe with 2 cars. She's like, this makes no goddamn fucking sense.
Well, I mean, it's like how in, I think it was the newest Pirates of Caribbean, they pulled a fucking house with like 8 horses.
Yeah.
Logic.
Stop being a bitch, Rick.
I just slid my dick down your throat, and you thanked me.
See, what I don't like about that... Fuck this. What I don't like about that whole dynamic is how at the beginning he's like, you need to like, look up to me, and
You
then
need
like...
to stop looking like I just took a shit in your eggs.
Yeah.
I think that's what he said.
And then, like, not even like an episode or 2 later, he's like, stop being a bitch. It's like, Motherfucker, make up your mind.
I love how he said, when he saw the tape of Rick when he first got to Alexandria, he said, now I wouldn't have fucked with that motherfucker, but you've changed, Rick. And it's like, damn, if you just would have kept the beard, Negan would have been scared of you, you little bitch. And that's why I'm keeping my beard.
I want to get away from The Walking Dead so bad right now.
But we
it's
can't.
like,
He keeps pulling us back in.
God damn it, Negan. Why you gotta be such a good character?
Would you touch his wee-wee?
No.
Oh, that's just because you're gay. I mean, you... you absolutely would touch his wee-wee if he was holding the bat up to your head.
No, I'd die.
No, you wouldn't.
Fuck that.
You really wouldn't.
I'd kill myself. I don't want to kill myself. I'm trying to think of just like anything else, but there's nothing.
Yeah, we've got nothing else to think of. Pokemon. There's that.
I'm not paying attention to Pokemon right now. Like, at all.
But the new Pokemon's coming out soon.
The only thing that I know is there's that one block Pokemon that's made up, or it's the one fucking like spire looking thing, but it's like, beware, it's made up of several block Pokemon. I was like, oh, cool.
What?
I don't know.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Yeah.
I just know that
It just came out on Twitter like 3 days ago or some shit.
I just know that now apparently there's a whole world behind the Ultra Beasts that we can actually play in, instead of just being there for 5 minutes like it was in the first Sun and Moon. Now it's like a whole explorable like fucking town and shit. Like there's people that live there apparently.
Is that gonna be in Ultra Sun?
Yes, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. There's gonna be
Is Lily coming back for
yes.
that?
And apparently no. It's not coming back. From what I've been able to gather, what me and Trixie have talked about, and it's actually what I wanted to talk about when he was on the podcast, is Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are different universes. This is from what I can tell, this is taking place at the same time that the original one's taking place. It's just different story. So it's not like time has passed and you're continuing your story. It's you're you again in an alternate universe where there's more Ultra Beasts. I think there's 4 new ones. So the Prisma dude can somehow fucking fuse with the legendaries of the game. I still don't understand that. And there's a new wolf Pokemon that's a mid-between form.
Dude,
I love
for
it.
some reason, talking about this made me think of the animated show. I think it's Pokemon XYZ that I watched like 10 minutes of. And it's just one thing I want to talk about in it. They're like, you know how they do the Who's That Pokemon thing?
Who's that Pokemon?
The first one they do in that season, they're like, Who's that Pokemon? And you know who it is? And then they like cut back and they're like, it was, and then they just gave it the nickname that the little girl does. Because even they didn't know how to answer the question.
Well,
I was like, how do you expect us to do it when you never told us a fucking name?
What was it?
I don't know. It's the
Describe it to me.
goop thing from the snake Pokemon.
What? Say that again.
It's oh, fuck you.
No. Describe it to me because I know Pokemon.
It's the little green goopy thing that you turn into the big snake Pokemon.
Zygote? The one that's supposed to be Z in the XYZ series.
Yes.
The green snake.
Yes.
So it's like a little zygote cell.
Yeah.
Zygote, I believe is its name. It was one of those.
But, like, little girl names it Wiggles or some shit like that.
It's Wiggles.
That's exactly how they did it.
Now I want to see it. Can we turn it on after we're done with the podcast? Just so you can show it to me? Show it to me, Daddy.
I'm trying to see what the fucking thing was actually called.
Speaking of Daddy, Jay Thor's got me on his team at Nightmare Nights. So I'm going to be working most of the con. Probably about half the con.
I like how you were just like, originally you're like, yeah, I'm not going to work this year because I want to experience it. And now you're just like, oh yeah, I'm going to work this year. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because also we're going to be able to sleep in Jay Thor's room now. Because I'm working.
Oh, Squishy. That's what it was named.
And Squishy. What did you type in to find that?
Wiggles.
Wiggles.
And then I backed it out and it came up with Squishy. That thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Cell, right?
Yeah, it's like a Zygarde cell or something like that. That's because you collect them in Sun and Moon.
Why can't we use them like they do in the show?
Well,
It has no abilities, but
you can use 10%, 50%, and 100%.
Yeah,
I still haven't gotten 100% because I don't care.
yeah. Isn't 100% like the giant thing?
Yeah, it's the one that has all like the green with the red and blues and the dick.
What's his name? How do you spell it?
Zygarde.
Zygarde?
Zygarde.
I wonder if anybody's like paying attention and just like, it's Zygarde! It's fucking
You
Zygarde!
stupid motherfuckers!
You have me that doesn't pay attention to Pokemon other than like the first like 150 or whatever.
And then Sun and Moon.
Well, I mean, there's bits and pieces here and there, like then again. And
Well, yeah, because
Lucario.
you're fucking. What? Did you say Mario?
Lucario.
Oh, I thought you said Mario. I'm like, Mario's not a Pokemon, bro.
He can be.
No, he can't. Are you gonna throw a ball at Mario and be like, gotcha, bitch?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, right, that's why I don't really recognize it.
God damn it.
What?
My phone vibrated and it was sitting next to the fucking thing. It was probably loud.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, not nice. Why are people texting me? No one ever texts me except for when we're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Or recording stuff. But anyways,
Anywho.
penis goes in the vagina
Sometimes.
when you're lucky.
No, sometimes. It depends on your sexuality.
Penis goes in the hole.
Sometimes.
What, are you accounting for asexuals that don't put their penis in stuff?
No, lesbians. Hole goes on the hole.
Hole rubs against the hole until you put a strap on over your hole to go inside the other hole. Why are we...
You're the one that started it. I'm just like expanding it. See, I'm not
You're
good at making
expanding the-
topics. I'm the guy that has the fucking bike pump and I'm pumping the topic up.
You're expanding the hole, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're adults. Can you believe that?
I'm not an adult. I'm still a kid.
You're older than me! You drink more than a normal adult!
I'm still a kid, technically.
Yeah, you're right. You don't have a job or a license. You live with your dad and you go to school. So I guess that is kind of the definition of a child.
I mean, I'm not underage. I'm just technically a
You
kid.
could fucking go to a strip club with your daddy's money if you wanted to.
I don't want to go to strip clubs.
That makes two of us, my friend. But, so let's go back to The Walking Dead. No, I'm kidding. So Walking Dead, we covered a little bit of Pokemon, but you don't really care.
I just don't know where to go from there.
There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I keep forgetting what it is. We need to go see movies more, like together.
I don't like most movies.
Yeah, but that gives us a topic to talk about, like, oh, this movie was shit, yo. Or, man, this movie was surprisingly good. It was surprisingly good. I don't know. We could talk about it, but then again, fucking, we could just sit here and turn on Netflix and click the first movie that pops up every time. Like
See,
that,
the thing is,
like
with
that one
me-
movie I watched with your dad one morning. Fucking, what was it called? Like 9 Lives or something? Really bad movie. But your dad turned it on, so I just sat and watched it with him, and it was like, fuck, I forget his name. It was, some famous guy, or I guess kind of famous since he was in that movie. He must have gone down, but he was a piece of shit human. He went to this, cat store, got turned into a cat, became his daughter's cat, had to save his son from killing himself or something. I don't remember. But he had to learn to be not a piece of shit human, and then when he did, he turned back into a human. That was basically the whole premise of the show.
See, I just don't remember bad movies. My brain.
You weren't watching that one with us. You
I
were
know.
asleep.
But when it comes to watching bad movies, my brain's just like, yeah, I don't need this information. in my head, I feel like I just titled it as bad, and that's the part I forget. Like, it's in the back of my head, but it's kind of forgotten, you know? But everything about the movie is just, like, shot out. Just like, fuck this, that, nah.
So it's like, yeah, I watched a movie, it was bad. What was it about?
I have
fuck
no
if I know.
fucking clue, it was just bad.
Dude, I wiped that shit from my brain. It was just a waste of space.
You know what's a bad movie?
Hmm.
Is Utopia.
And on that note, I think we should end the podcast. Do you think Zootopia was... Do you think Zootopia... Fuck! I did it twice! Do you think Zootopia was bad? Leave it in the comments. Are you gonna say anything? Or are you just gonna stare at me with your hand in your pants?